It's that time of year again. It's my second annual you get to choose which ridiculous outfit I get to make for Valentine's Day. Last year, you chose this one. And back in December, I put up the poll for this year's. For a minute, these bottom two were neck and neck, but we have a clear winner, which is this one. Now, this particular dress very clearly reads as like first decade of the 1900s to me. And in fact, I found a dress that looks remarkably similar. Here it is. This dress was made by Anna Dunleavy, who was an Irish dressmaker in the Cincinnati area, and people would travel hours away just to get a dress made by her. This particular dress was made in 1906, so see what I mean? Now, we all know the most important part about historical costuming is the undergarments. You cannot achieve the proper silhouette of the era without the proper structural garments. Now, the latest corset I have is for the 1880s, which is slightly out of date for this particular outfit, but it's Katy Keene, and we're not going for historical accuracy. I do still want the very dramatic, the drama of the waist to hip ratio. So I will be using my 1880s corset. I have a few patterns for this, and one I very specifically bought for this project. I will not be using those patterns because I do not print and tape patterns together. I hate that. I hate that. I would rather organize my office again than print and tape patterns together. So I usually have my patterns printed on the big A0 paper, but the company that I was doing that through has doubled their domestic shipping. So I can't really justify spending another $30 on top of the $14 I spent for the pattern. So we're just gonna make it from my blog, which might get a little weird since, there's a corset involved, but Let's take a crack at it. For materials, I have this blue, kind of a twill-like fabric. It's definitely synthetic, and it's got a little bit of a crispy drape. I just thought the color was perfect, and it felt like a good choice. And then I also have this fabric, which, no, I'm not trying to keep it a secret from you. It's glitter. It's a glitter tulle, and the glitter kind of just comes off and goes everywhere. So I'm a little afraid to use this. These looked really nice, layered on top of each other. And I always want to give Katy some kind of sparkle because, she's Katy. So I guess we'll layer it. With the studio being newly cleaned and organized, what does it need except for some blue glitter all over the place? Now that we know the plan, let's start drafting this pattern. Yeah? The first thing I need to do is take my waist and hip measurements with my corset on. The skirt comes up above the waist, so I'm taking the bottom 2 inches from the bodice block and attaching them to the skirt, and ignoring the darts for now. The skirt I'm making is a 10-paneled gore skirt. Why 10 when 8 would be so much easier? The only real answer I have for that is because that's what the pattern was that I bought. So I just kind of had it set in my head that that's what I was gonna make. So I need to divide the front of the skirt into 3 parts, with the center front being cut on the fold. I do think I should have made the center front panels smaller to make all the panels a little bit more equal, but the dart just made a really convenient place to divide the panels. Now we need to add length and flare. The skirt is fitted through the waist and hips and then flares out starting just below the hips. So I'm just cutting down the center of each panel below the fullest part of the hips and spreading it out. I'm not quite sure this is the correct way to do this, but it does work, so. I'm leaving the panels in this awkward V shape because I didn't feel like wasting time, tape, or paper to fill them in and extend them. Our skirt pattern is done. The pieces look a little weird because I just did not feel like filling in all the space or extending the bottom with some more papers. I will do that on the fabric. Now, I should I should make a mock-up. I know this, but we're not going to. I don't want to, but it's a costume and it should fit. Really hope this isn't foreshadowing. Gone back and like measured the hips and the waist. They should fit. It should be fine. I've only been wearing real clothes for like a couple hours and I'm already sick of them and want to put my sweats back on. All right, let's get this cut out and sew it up so we can see if it fits. Here's hoping. To cut out these silly little V-shaped pattern pieces I made, I just use a couple of rulers and follow the angle of the pattern down to my desired length. This is so much easier and faster than making a huge pattern piece. The center back gets extended way down, as I decided on the spot that I wanted to add a train, and I had enough fabric for it, so why not? So I've gotten the front of the skirt sewn up, and after I sewed the whole front, I remembered, oh yeah, we're gonna glitter bomb our freshly cleaned studio. And the way I was gonna cut out the glitter layer was by laying the already cut pieces on top of it, since I did, you know, weird lengthening things. And I wanted them to be one piece. Like I wanted to put the tulle layer on top of the other layer and then just kind of like sew everything together like that, instead of having this layer and then the tulle layer and layer that on that. Does that make sense? Now I'm left with a choice of, do I unpick this, which shouldn't take me too long, or I can just sew the tulle skirt separately and then put it on top of this skirt. Also, yes, I changed clothes. I can't deal with it anymore. Also, it's freezing. And there's this like, there's this, and it will not stay on one side or the other. It must be in front of my eye. It's very bothersome. Stop it. Let's break it down. Why did I want to sew the pieces together as one? Because I thought it would look nicer, and then there wouldn't be any shifting of the layers. Oh, and hemming would also be easier if they were one piece versus hemming them separately and having those like, because there is a train and there could be like shifting in the fabric and part of the train could come out and be like just blue without any glitter, which nobody wants that. Embarrassing. I do think I want to keep them one layer, so I will have to unpick the skirt, but it will be a lot easier to cut out the glitter layer if I have the skirt pieces to lay on top as pattern pieces. On a side note, I think most of you know I have an affection for boys love. You would know this based on some of the art on my wall and some of the shows I have mentioned watching in the past. I just finished Heated Rivalry. Y'all, it's so cute. I mean, listen, it's raunchy. There are strategic leg placements so that you don't actually, you know, see things, but it is quite graphic without actually being explicit. But the most egregious episode to do this is the first episode. And while there is some of it in the rest of the series, it is not quite as extensive. There are really sweet moments, and the last episode was so sweet. Is anybody else watching it? Or did anybody else watch it? At this point, it's like really old news, I think. But if you haven't watched it, totally recommend. I should be doing some scene ripping. You shouldn't do what I'm doing with fabric that you care about. This has the potential to rip or stretch out your fabric. Oh, see, that took no time at all. Oh God. Now it's time for glitter. Hold on, I gotta put my hair up for this. Scary. the black bag of scary. I don't want to do this, but for Katy, I will. Katy deserves glitter. I'm using my already cut out fabric panels as pattern pieces for the glitter fabric since I did the weird shenanigans with the paper patterns. I want to keep the two layers together and work with them as one piece. So I lay the glitter layer on top of the blue fabric and pin them together down both sides. Do that again to the next piece and then pin the two pieces together and sew them up. This process took forever, like hours of pinning and sewing. I didn't feel like putting my corset on, but like, she fits. This took forever. And there's glitter everywhere. Oh my God. It's all over the place, and my spouse is not very happy about it. Okay, so I need to put the placket on the skirt so I can actually close it, and then put a facing so that I can fold this top part in. In the image, she has like these weird little like hoop things at the top. I don't know what they are, but we'll just like, we'll add them, I guess. And then there's some stuff at the bottom, which I have ordered some sequins for, but I don't have them yet. So I need to wait for that to come in. Stop touching me. Oh, it's so staticky. I'll have to take this off. But I like the shape of it. It's very pretty. We're gonna finish the hem with, there's a technique of using horsehair to line the bottom of a skirt to help it kind of like stand open. I don't have horsehair, but I do have crinoline, which I've never actually felt horsehair or like had it in my grubby little fingers. But I assume that crinoline is maybe somewhat structurally similar. It's very stiff, so like, I don't know. We're just gonna use it. Yuck, yuck. Pants are sticky. I gave it a train, and the train is like really long. Maybe longer than it needed to be. Can you have a train that's too long? I don't know, somebody asked Diana, right? Am I right? It's been so long since I've talked to you guys that I feel like I'm being weird. I'm gonna go. We need to make a facing to fold the raw edges of the top of the skirt in. I do this by simply cutting out the top foot-ish of the skirt and sewing it together. But before I attach it to the top of the skirt, I wanted to add the weird hump decorations at the top. I'm using some synthetic taffeta I bought for a future project, hoping that I bought way more than I need, like I usually tend to do. After I cut out the general shape, to keep the edges from fraying, I lightly toast them with a candle, and then attach them to the skirt by sewing around the edges on my machine. Next up, we need to hem the skirt, so I take my crinoline and lay it on top of the skirt to cut out the right size and shape I need. This was a silly way to do this, but it did work. Good morning! These are the same clothes as yesterday, but I'm wearing two sets of clothes because it's absolutely freezing in my office. Also because these clothes are saturated in glitter. I'm trying to mitigate the amount of glitter that I track through the house. So I shed my top layer of clothing when I leave the studio. Not ideal, but is helping. So anyways, the skirt is practically done and it is mighty cute. The crinoline at the bottom really does the job of like kind of holding the skirt out and giving it some structure and making it look nice. So the only thing left is I have the crinoline bit pinned up because I want to add the hearts on before I do anything with the rest of the hem. Mostly because I want to be lazy about it and I don't want to actually go through and like hand stitch it. So I'm thinking if I strategically place these hearts, I could probably glue the back of the crinoline to the skirt under the hearts so that you won't be able to see any glue. Because that's how we do things here when it's costume pieces. And these little shoop things, they came out better than I thought they would. I thought they'd look stupid, but they don't look terrible. They're not even though, so that's something you should not pay close attention to. I was gonna do the puffy shirt next, but I kind of want to just like finish up with this blue sparkly hell fabric so that I can just be like done with that bit, because I'm pretty sick of it already. I had a moment yesterday when I was finishing up the skirt where I thought that the glitter tool had a front and back, which sent me into a panic because the front half of the skirt was already done. So I was just like sitting there like really studying the two sides together. Like it does seem like one side has more sparkle than the other. I think I spent a good like 20-ish minutes staring at this fabric and then coming to the realization that if I have to study it this hard, and there probably isn't a wrong and right side. Maybe one side is slightly more shiny than the other, but they're both very shiny. So I couldn't, it's fine. We're not gonna think about it anymore. Anyways, let's make this weird jumper thing, vest. I don't know what to call this. Yeah, let's pattern it out, I guess. Making this bolero thing was weird. I'm just looking at my reference photo of Katy and kind of making the rough shape with my pattern. I've only been making patterns from a block for just over a year now, so there's still a lot I don't know. I feel like in some videos, it may seem like I know what I'm doing, but I usually don't. And I have just enough knowledge and skill that I'm able to kind of stumble my way through it. Falling up, I believe that's the correct turn of phrase for that. Now it's time to cut it out and put it together to see if my pattern was successful. Oh, and hey, would you believe that I forgot to cut out the glitter layer again? Because of course I did. Ugh. Here's our decorative over bodice thing. There's a couple of things I did not account for when making the pattern. First step is here. Come here. Now this is like coming up quite a bit away from me. Luckily, everything I need to fix is easily fixable and I don't have to remake this. I need to slant this seam, and then what was the other thing? Oh, the other thing is the armpit. I feel is too high. Like I feel like it should be looser for this type of a loose garment. I'm just gonna pin where I want the armpit to go down to. Let me bring it down to like right here. Have I pinned my shirt to it? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Okay, how about we mark it instead? And the back is just kind of like, whatever. I don't know. I couldn't see the back, so I don't know what the back of hers looks like, so just guessing here. Let me go. Let me go. I wish I had made it a little bit looser. I guess I was kind of thinking that without bringing all the darts in, that it would be loose enough. But I feel like I should have given it just a smidge more. But, you know, I'm happy with this. Okay, let's make those fixes and add the sleeves. And then I think to finish it off, I'm gonna add binding? Question mark? I don't know. I really do love taking two-dimensional just drawings, comics like Katy, turning them into a three-dimensional object, because sometimes they just don't look right in real life. This looks like something a baby would wear. Why am I wearing a baby top? I mean, this is it. I made double folding bias tape to wrap everything in because I just thought like pulling that color from the skirt up here would be nice. And then also it's an easy way to just kind of bind everything without having to do a lining. But the amount of bias tape I made, I might have gone a little bit overboard. I have this much still. Hold on. There we go. This might have been a little too much. So I think I will take the rest of this and put it on the bottom of the skirt just to really tie everything together. So now we are done with the nightmare fabric. Yay! Oh, and this is just sewn together also because the neck hole is so big. I just thought I would put it on over my head, which is not super easy, but you know. Hold on. Pull it off like a hockey player. got a movie recommendation. Actually, I can't, in good conscience, recommend this movie for everybody. It's a movie called Pillion. It stars Alexander Skarsgård, and the guy that played Dudley in the Harry Potter movies. It is a gay movie about the sub-dom relationship. It's funny, but also kind of hard to watch. It's very cringy. Very cringy. I was definitely yelling at the TV a bit, but if you, I don't know who that's for. Honestly, it was definitely for me. I loved it. It was a pretty good movie. So I'm gonna put it out there. You look it up, see if it's for you. It's definitely not gonna be for everybody. Anyways, I'm done. Let's go pattern a Edwardian-esque shirt, blouse. Let's do it. The blouse is another weird one. First, I divided the top half of the blouse to make a yoke, and then all the pieces get separated so that they can be gathered. Same thing with the sleeve. I want a huge puffy sleeve to match Katie's, so we slash and spread. But I'm a little sick of talking about pattern drafting, so let's have a quick montage of the glitter because it is everywhere. It is all over my cutting table, including everything on the table. It's on my ironing board, and of course on my sewing table. It is also in my sewing machine. My trash can is covered, and the best place of all is my drink that I literally set down mere minutes before filming this. How did it get in there? I just set it down. Let's get to work on those hearts at the bottom of the skirt. We'll start with a base of red felt. I found these 2 sheets in my stash, which I believe were left over from my Katy Keene Valentine last year. I end up with 16 hearts, which doesn't seem like enough. Next, I'm using string sequins and hot glue to make them appliques while watching Anastasia. Am I watching Anastasia for research purposes or just for fun? I've used this technique to make appliques in one of my very early videos. And now that I have to add sequins to all of these hearts, 16 seems like too many. To apply them to the skirt, I lay the skirt down on the floor, spread it out, and try to evenly spread out the hearts, and then glue them down with some hot glue. Adding these hearts changes the whole vibe of the skirt, and it is so freaking cute. It really pulls in the whole cartooniness of the outfit. Now we just need to add the last details with some more string sequins and some enormous black rhinestones. Okay, I did make the sleeve a little bit smaller. Just folded it in. Yes, it was cowardice, but also it fit on my fabric that way. It's still big, so. Something I didn't do when I made this pattern is, first off, I don't know if this pattern will work. I think it will. It feels like it will. And also, it's partly covered by the little blue Bolero thingy, so I'm not really that worried about it. Oh, but the other thing was, since the whole shirt is gathered, every piece of it has gathering on it. There's nothing to gather it to because it's all gathered. So I'm cutting some ribbon to the size I need them to be, and I'll pin and gather them onto this. I'm gonna finish putting this shirt together, and then we can see if it fits and what we need to do from there. And if we need to make fluffy undergarments, we'll definitely need something for the sleeve, because a deflated puffy sleeve is just one of the saddest things in the world. See you in a bit. Okay, how is this? Does it read Edwardian? A little? Listen, most of the shirt is covered up anyway with the skirt, because the skirt comes up higher than my waist, and then the little bolero thing. So I think it works. I think it'll be good. I think it works. The yoke situation is a little weird, and I definitely didn't do it right. All the gathers just kind of go straight down instead of kind of going out from the neck. But listen, we're not nitpicking here. I thought about making basically those little pull floaties that go that go on kids' arms, filling it with tulle to kind of keep my puff sleeves out. But instead of that, I just put the tulle in between my shirt and my skin. Yeah? But look. Well, it works, and I don't have to do any more extra work. And that means we're done. We've done it. I guess I'm not making gloves. I don't want to. They're just so fiddly. And I said I wasn't going to make too many things. And I've already made 3 things. Right? This is the year of being chill. Kind of. So no hat, no gloves. Also, another good reason for not doing gloves is that I could only make it out of the tulle fabric because I don't have any stretchy blue fabric, so it would have to only be out of the tulle. And then that would mean all the seams would be on the inside and touching my skin, and it's tulle, so it would poke me, and it would be a sensory nightmare. Have to justify it to myself as to why I can't make gloves. I need an excuse, or else my boss is gonna make me make gloves. It's me, I'm the boss. I'm gonna take this off. The inside is such a mess. Look at this. Look at all the strings. Can you even see it? Be assured that they are there. Also, I did not press this at all. Oh well. All right, so we're at the end of the video. This is your per video reminder to like, subscribe, and comment. Comments are the most important. And subscribing is great if you want to keep seeing my content. Let me know how I did on this Katy Keene, because I haven't seen everything together yet, but I really do feel like this one is pretty spot on. It's really close, imagining all the pieces together in my mind. And I hope y'all are satisfied with this creation, since this is the one that you voted on. And with that reminder out of the way, let's get to the reveal. If you want to learn more about Katy Keene, check out this playlist.